Nós vivemos num planeta onde nós destruímos uma grande parte dele.
Although we have destroyed a significant part of our planet, 46% remains untouched.
Nesse projeto Gênesis, que se refere ao ser humano,
For the Genesis project, I wanted to find out what human beings were like originally. I looked in different parts of the planet, from New Guinea to the Amazon, Africa, and Sumatra.
Na realidade, eu encontrei.
I ended up encountering just one person who was very gregarious, so when I arrived, I was integrated, accepted.
Essas comunidades do início, eu pude constatar agora visitando esse planeta.
These early communities, and I saw this everywhere I went, were not violent or aggressive. Some of them, such as the tribes of the Upper Zindu in Brazil, do not eat warm-blooded animals in order not to be aggressive, because of aggressiveness comes at the bottom of the scale of their values. These are gentle tribes. I was well accepted all around the world, and so I was able to see that violence, cynicism, and all these hard aspects of modern society probably didn't exist at the beginning, but came later. We no longer live in the country or among nature. We live in cities. We no longer know about rivers, trees, wildlife, the mating seasons of different animals, the relationship with nature. All these tribes, without exception, see themselves as a part of nature. They are integrated into their environment. So they live more or less in the same way. What is essential for one is essential for the other. What is a question of survival for one is also a question of survival for the other.
É costume de sobrevivência para outra. Então, não houve para a gente.
Therefore, for us, there has never been a big difference. I arrived in my tribe. For me, it was a lot more difficult to understand and photograph a tortoise than to understand my own species. I explained what I was photographing. They had an idea of their image which was reflected in rivers. I looked for an image of them. They accepted me. I lived within their communities, and I took a little of the life they offered me. What I show is what they gave me.
Presentearam. O que eu trouxe, o que eu apresento, foi o que eles me deram. O conceito de essencial eu aprendi muito.
During this trip, I learned a lot about what is essential, mostly during a trip to Siberia. It was very difficult for me because it was very cold, between minus 35 and minus 45 degrees Celsius. I traveled with a group of Nenets people, nomads who come from south of the river Ob in Siberia and go up to the Arctic Ocean. These voyages last a lifetime and have been made for thousands of years.
Olha, eu acho que a única sensação de frustração.
I think the only time I felt frustrated during these 8 years on the road was the day it finished, when I realized that I would have to start editing and would no longer be traveling.
Porque esses 8 anos para mim foi privilégio.
For me, these 8 years were an incredible privilege to get to know my planet, to experience nature, to feel how the mineral and vegetable worlds live.
A parte mineral do planeta, como é viva a parte vegetal.
If we had the ability to live thousands of years rather than decades, maybe we could understand that everything is living and that we are part of a whole.
Talvez a gente compreendesse que tudo é vivo e que nós somos parte de um todo.